weighing in fights and films.
Welcome to Weighing In Fights and Films. I am Brett the Threat with my cousin and co-host,
Jenny Rose. And we are going to be weighing in on the fight film Warrior from 2011.
It has to be one of the first MMA fight movies.
I think like strictly MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, like other movies have hinted, they've brought in a scene at the end, or it's kind of like a side little note, like, yeah, we'll toss it in there for him. This one focuses pretty much solely on it. It stars Tom Hardy, Nick Nolte, Joel Edgerton. Those are the three main characters, but I wanted to run down this list because I do appreciate when movies like this and TV shows, because I know the show Kingdom does this because I've been on it, but they bring in actual MMA people, and so I'm always looking in the background for the cauliflower ear. I'm like, where is it? There they are. Yeah. But no, there was Eve Edwards was listed on the IMDb page. Rashad Evans, that was blatant. He's a commentator in it. Anthony Johnson is one of the fighters. Nathan Marquardt, I am saying that? Okay. Was one of the fighters. Kurt Angle, who's an Olympic gold medalist, played Kobe, the big, intimidating person that came into the tournament.
Right, he was supposed to be.
And Frank Grillo, who is the coach. He plays the coach in Kingdom. And I was on set with him when I was on Kingdom.
Whoever wrote this movie obviously is a fan of MMA because you can tell certain characters, like the big Russian guy is supposed to be Fedor, the guy with the mohawk is supposed to be Chuck Liddell. Yeah,
they had their influences. Yeah, so while Tom Hardy's he's an AWOL Marine.
Right.
He's like a hero vet, but he went AWOL, so there's a little...
Right, so he's both.
He's both.
But you forgive him because it was what he saw.
Anyway, the high school physics teacher played by Joel Edgerton, he's that brother.
Right.
Needs money because he's going to lose his house. And so he goes back into fighting. He was in the UFC, but he goes back.
He was in the UFC. Now he's a physics teacher. Right. That happens all the time.
And I get so mad because the wife that doesn't want him to go into fighting, and it's like, bitch, you fell in love with a fighter. The brother's story that's a teacher, though, that one right off the bat. That's easy. But like Tom Hardy's character, the military character, that's like, you gotta like fish that one out and wait near the whole damn movie to find
they
out.
give it to you piecemeal throughout the movie. The first half of this movie is discovering who they are, and of course Nick Nolte is like the abusive alcoholic father that a lot of fighters have in all these kind of movies, that they have to kind of overcome that, and there's the makeup with the father, that
and
always
between the brothers.
Yeah, and between the brothers, there's like a rift between the brothers that you find out.
It's quite obvious that they're gonna fight each other at the end, even without reading the synopsis or without...
Yeah, well, they fake you out thinking he's gonna fight the badass Russian, you know what I mean? It's like the first half of this movie, when they're kind of like working out the issues and you're discovering it, I was kind of on board with it. I was like, all right, I like kind of the drama, I like the backstories are getting kind of interesting. But the second half of the movie, when the fighting starts, when they're actually in the cage, that's when the movie just goes way downhill for me.
Yes, it does.
And it's not just the choreography, because I know you're going to hate on that. It's everything else besides that for me. Well,
the one thing I do like that the wife and the principal, I love how on board they get with the teacher and how they're rooting and they get excited. You see them get sucked into the sport and get excited like a lot of people watching UFC do.
Right.
So I do like seeing that because you get that crazy watching fights. So
I do, but the wife is like so not on board. She refuses to even answer the phone when he calls to say he won, but then she does answer. Oh, then she gets excited. Now she's watching it on TV, and then she flies to Vegas to go see it. Oh my God!
They're in
Atlantic City. Whatever.
No, she's waiting for the phone. She's folding laundry, waiting for the phone.
No, it was ringing, and she was refusing to answer it because she told him that she's not going to deal with it.
It was
just a text or whatever.
She got the text that he wanted. She wasn't refusing to answer.
She was. There is a part in the movie where she was kind of like, I don't want to. Oh, I don't want to. Oh, all right. And then she does.
First of all, it ain't that kind of phone, so I know you weren't paying attention. No, it's not.
What? Who gives a fuck?
You wasn't paying attention. Don't take his word on it. She was waiting for hearing the news. She was not ignoring. I'm gonna give
because she refused to go. She refused to, like, they kind of left on like a bad terms.
The first fight with Tom Hardy and the Mohawk dude,
Chuck Liddell.
I thought that was a great fight.
He clotheslined him. That's completely illegal in MMA.
That dude had an ego and needed to have some humble pie. That
But,
was
like,
humble pie clothesline.
Right away, I was like, come on, they would never let him walk away while clotheslining somebody.
First of all, you want me to believe that this Russian sambo guy who's awesome at wrestling is going to let this dude get an armbar on him when the dude practically stood back up to get the armbar? That was such shitty armbar technique. Come on, use a different camera angle if you want me to believe it better.
And then he fights Rumble Johnson, which is like way out of his weight class.
I'm usually on board with the underdog. You know, I'm always rooting for the Rocky character. I'm usually on board with this.
He's the retired UFC fighter back in the cage after 10 years.
You want to tell me that this guy was going to win these 3 fights? No, he wouldn't have made it out of the first one, honey. Sorry.
And then when they matched him up with his brother, I was
his
just like,
brother totally would have whooped his ass. Because first of all, Tom Hardy could sell a fight better than Joel Edgerton.
Right.
So, like, even just acting without making contact, Tom Hardy wins.
And I got a big problem with the fact that they were he's a deserter from the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps finds out who he is.
And then they're supporting? No.
Yeah, and then they're letting him fight, and then they'll take him into custody. That's not how that would go down. They wouldn't give a fuck. They would walk in there and arrest him.
The movie drew me in, and then by the end I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go do my makeup to film tonight.
The movie pulls you in, and then it takes the guy's cup off and sticks it on your face and goes, breathe. The scene that really irked me was, I hate this scene in war movies when 2 soldiers don't get along, but that in the middle of a battle they'll be fighting, and one of them will look over to the other one because the other one will probably save the other guy's life or whatever, and they'll nod at each other. Oh, they'll say, you know, you're all right, guy. Yeah, you're all right too, and then they'll get back to fighting.
Where's that scene?
That's in a ton of war movies.
No, where's
But
it?
in this movie, he's in the middle of a fight. He's in the stool. He's about to go in for like the 2nd or 3rd round to fight his brother, and he looks into the audience and he locks eyes with his father. And they nod at each other, and suddenly everything is okay and cool between them. And I was just like, it's a scene you see a million times, and it's just like,
well, let me put now.
stupid.
Every fighter is different, but every performance first of all, the cage has not been my only arena of performance. I mean, you've got the stage. I don't know what you see from the stage.
Mm-hmm.
I can usually I got to a point where I would make out faces right in the front, but after that it's black. The lights, you can't, you know.
Right.
But, and then...
Aside from that, he's in the middle of a fight. Why would he suddenly wander into the audience?
In my cage, all I saw was my corner. That's the only people that I hear and I'm paying attention to. I don't give a flying fuck about that.
That's why I can't stand the Rocky movies when he sees his wife in there and like, you know, he's hearing his, you know, it's just like, come on.
I appreciate all of the cheering and everything, but quite honestly, I couldn't tell. And he's loud. He is loud in an audience. I could not hear him in a fight. I'm focused, you know, and maybe that's just me being not as experienced. Maybe a pro fighter has, and different people are different.
And the 2 brothers fight, and he tears his shoulder, and then he wins by like kicking him in the...
whispering, I love you, as he's choking him out, and I'm like...
Yeah, that was so stupid. I love you. I'm like, that's the dumbest ever.
First of all, even if he did manage that fucking shitty omoplata and dislocate that dude's shoulder, Tom Hardy is on the juice or something for that, because he was jacked all to hell. But a Marine, he is going to fight a little harder than that in the following rounds. You're not going to just get a head kick off and then choke him out.
But they got a lot of stuff in the basement that they had to get out. They had stuff in the basement.
I believe Rocky fight over that.
The 2 brothers fought. They exit the cage by putting each arms around each other, and then they look at the father, and there's a moment, and then they made up. See, fighting solves everything. You had me in the beginning. I liked the drama. I liked the backstories. But then as soon as all that, it was just...
As soon as they started the fight, I was just like, if they have this teacher win... I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
There's not any logical reason for him to win. His little few weeks of training would not shake off all that ring rust.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, he'd get his ass handed to him.
But
like, soundly.
When was this movie made? It was like...
2011.
2011. So it's like, you know, almost 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So I have friends who have seen this movie when it came out, and they thought it was like the best MMA movie they've ever seen.
Are we jaded now?
Maybe, but jaded because, you know, but it was just...
I know I'm jaded.
I think that they were, like, relating to it because you gotta give props to the writer who did kind of give some homages to actual MMA, and I think that's what MMA fans kind of latched onto, and they kind of lost sight with the fact that it's just not that good a movie.
Yeah. I could agree with that.
But I'll give them props. I'll give the writer props for like giving the MMA fans that. You know what I mean? Because no one else would get it but MMA fans.
Yeah.
Especially back then when the sport wasn't as popular as it is now.
Oh,
but how do you weigh in on it?
You know, I'm gonna give it. It's difficult because again, like the beginning of the movie versus the end. I'm gonna give it 3 punches.
Wow.
And that's given. You know, it's giving us an MMA movie. I thought Tom Hardy did well in his fight choreography, whether it's him or a stunt double, whoever did the fight scenes. I thought they sold it well. The other guy did not sell it as well.
The gym fight scene I thought was probably the best.
The gym fight scene was the best one. And again, like you said, it's giving a genre. It's giving us MMA instead of boxing, because there's a ton of boxing out there. No offense to people that love boxing. I'm going to get a whole bunch of hate mail now.
Yeah, this could have been a boxing movie.
But
easily.
It does give an MMA movie, and and it had its parts. I'm going to average it out to a 3, but the ending is a 2.
Yeah. You can't split the votes like that.
Well, are you kidding? The ending I would put down as a tap out, because quite frankly that's not possible. Like, remotely. Like
I'll weigh in on this as a 2. I mean, I didn't think it was that great, especially the last half of the movie is just a huge letdown and you just roll your eyes constantly at it. But it was the first of its kind, and you have to give props to that.
That's probably why I bump it to a 3 from a 2. But yeah, oh my god.
It opens the door for more better MMA movies.
Yeah, I was rolling my eyes so hard at the end. That's perfect explanation. I was literally going, oh, fuck this shit.
That's my reaction. I was like, oh, he's fighting his brother. Of course. So that's how we weigh in on Warrior.
You can support this YouTube channel, Weighing in Fights and Films, by liking, commenting, and subscribing what you think of the movie Warrior. And you also have a link down below where you can purchase merchandise.
Yes, and don't forget to support her MMA fight career. And like, comment, and subscribe.